Um, Qualifying has begun. Russell Brown, and I do apologize for the guys that was on Facebook watching. We was actually on. We was actually live on Facebook. We wasn't live on YouTube, so I apologize. I forgot to hit the start button on YouTube. But we are live now as qualifying has begun. As we got a bunch of drivers for the All-Star event. If you all did miss what I was talking about from YouTube, I know it was live on Facebook, but if you all missed what I was talking about on YouTube or on if you guys was waiting on YouTube, we just spoke to Fan Vote Award winner. Spoke to him just a second ago, Rob Weston. He was very happy. He said the cars kind of dropped like a box a little bit, but a little bit different tonight with this qualifying package. As we're going to hop over and look here at Tim Bills, who's out on track in the number 7 Chevrolet. These guys for the All-Star race driving a different car tonight. This is the old Chevrolet Impala. 4 laps of qualifying here for this All-Star event. Once again, Adam Chapman's in the booth. Tyler Mullins will be on and off throughout the night. He's kind of getting the feel of how things run here in broadcasting. Good, he's going to be good as long as he stays committed. I think he'll be good with it. But we'll see how he does. But so I was in here earlier, and we'll get to weather here and stuff in a minute as we continue to watch qualifying. James Bruce also, by the way, finished 3rd last night. He advanced, or I'm sorry, this is James, not Darren. But James Bunt's in this All-Star race as well. For the people that's wondering who did make it from last night's open race, Blake Decker won the All-Star Open and Stage 1. Russell Brown Jr. won Stage 2. Darren Bruce advanced down on the Open for finishing 3rd, I do believe. Rob Weston won the All-Star Fan Vote, and then the All-Star Admin Vote went to A.J. Rogers. And I don't think A.J.'s here tonight, however. Very good driver. But we are watching James Bunce right now and that number 22 Chevrolet Impala running around Charlotte Motor Speedway. This track very bumpy. We'll hop over and look at the All-Star Open winner. Blake Decker heading out on track. We'll be speaking to some of these guys throughout the night as green here in just a few moments. And qualifying a little bit different. As I mentioned, 4 laps of qualifying, so these guys are going to be approaching a little bit different than normal here once again. So, the 92 is getting ready to put down his first lap, and a time of, well, the 3 minutes, that really won't count because it's actually a green flag lap now. Remember, 4 minutes or 4 laps of qualifying, so a little bit different on how do you want to go about approaching qualifying here tonight. Real fast look at the weather. Perfect weather here for Charlotte Motor Speedway. 79 degree air temp, 79 degree track temp. So there shouldn't be any much problem as far as grip level goes. Grip level should be fairly nice here for all these guys. About to hop over and watch Tim Bills. He hasn't put down a lap yet, but here comes Blake Decker. Last night's Open a winner. See how he does. And 4th place for the number 92 car. We'll be talking to him here in just a few moments. He was the winner of the All-Star Open. Stage 1 last night. Tim Bills in the number 7 put down. He jumps to 4th, knocking Decker back now to 5th place. Once again, guys, you are watching the 2019 NASCOM Dick Trickle Memorial All-Star Race for the NASCOM guys. These guys usually run in the K&N series. However, decided to mix it up, and I believe, if I'm not 100% mistaken, and I may be mistaken to be honest, these guys actually run a different car as well as we watch Douglas Thompson out on track, or Doug Thompson out on track. But these guys will be running the Little Indy race next week. I cannot remember off the top of my head what car they will actually be running for that race. I will find out right now. Kind of got everything up going at the same time, so it takes me a minute to find everything. The next week, a special race as well. The World 300 at, I'm sorry, the NASCOM, let me make sure, I'm sorry, it is, how is this? Hold on, let me try to look at this. It appears there's actually 2 races. I'll have to get clarification on this from the admins before I make the announcement. It shows the World 300, it also shows the Indy cars as well at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So I'm not real sure how that's going to work. I don't know if it's 2 races in one night. It may be. But anywho, watching number 92, Blake Decker out on track still. We will, looks like he's the only one actually out on track running, trying to jump up. William Tex Perry is yet to put down a lap in that number 85 car. Him, Mark Arthur, another favorite, I believe, in the 4 car. Rob Weston hasn't put down a track or time yet. We did talk to Rob, of course, the Fan All-Star Vote favorite. So congratulations again to Rob Weston. As Decker's going to come across the line, and he does improve that lap, jumps on back up to 4th place. Right now, Dalton Kilrow is on top of the board. Mark Arthur coming out on track in that number 4 car, Kellogg's car, in this old B-Class Impala. This is the old Xfinity car, I do believe, what they used to run. These cars are very heavy for the most part. Once again, Adam Chapman in the booth with you. Tyler Mullins making his debut here as well. Kind of sitting in and sitting out, going both ways, and mainly learning a little bit tonight. And he'll be making appearances here and there, and hopefully be back full-time. I know he's making his first full-time appearance this coming Wednesday. So, Mark Arthur about to put down his first lap as he works through turns 3 and 4. Usually you want to get that car right on the bottom. And he's actually blinking out just a little bit. Not sure if this lap is actually going to count. I highly doubt it. Cross the start-finish line. And it does count, and it jumps him up to second. So 28.952. And who else is on track? Tyler Gary out on track. Another good driver. Should see some good racing here tonight. I will have to find out how many laps actually are in these stages. Let me see if I can find out for you guys real fast. And they are running the Indy cars next week, so I apologize. They are running the Indy cars next week, so we'll be broadcasting out. See if I can find out exactly the stages for tonight. I apologize. Usually I'm better prepared than this. Most of the time. Cross start finish line. Tyler Gary kind of jump up. Not going to be able to do it. Does not appear. Still in 4th at the moment. Tim Bill's still getting a little bit of practice in that number 7 car as well. See if I can actually find the post with tonight's stages. I believe there's 94 laps, but I cannot remember exactly what the stages was completely. I'll get it for you guys though. I promise. Even if I have to ask Mr. Sam Cooper, who I hope's listening in. Oh, there we go. I got you. Stages are 20 laps, 45 laps, and 70, and it's 95 laps total. So 20, 45, 70. We'll make sure we have that. So qualifying is going to be the end, and of course the reason why they have that set like that, by the way, as Mark Arthur is back out on track in number 4 trying to finish this. But the reason why they have it, they're going to allow 5 laps between each caution, so that is one reason why they decided to do it like that. These guys should be putting on a pretty good race. There is 12 drivers making the start here for tonight's All-Star race. As we watch the number 4 car work through turns 3 and 4. We're going to get our picks here very soon on who we think could win this race. This Charlotte Motor Speedway, very bumpy as well. And by the way, I got to point out something that's actually broken at Charlotte right now. And we'll see what happens as the pole goes to Dalton Kilrow here in the NASCOM Dick Trickle All-Star Race. And we will try to pull him down and talk to him here in just a second as gridding has begun to take place. I love how they start here. This is pretty cool. So let's see if we can get Dalton down here. He might actually be busy, but we'll ask him anyway. Hey, Dalton, you got a copy?
10-4.
Man, you start up front for tonight's race. How you think this car feels? It's very different than what we normally drive.
Ooh, it's this is going to be a fun little race here because these cars are definitely not what we are used to, and they are loose.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
We were just trying to get these things set up to where they wouldn't spin out the second we get in the middle of the corner, but I feel like there's going to be quite a bit of that happening tonight. So hoping I can keep my car clean, keep it just keep it going well, and Keep out up front.
Well, good luck.
Maybe win this thing.
Good luck, man. We're going to be talking probably with you throughout the night, so good luck tonight. I know that car, they look very fast, but they are right on the edge of it, so good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. That was Dalton Kilrow, your pole sitter, as we take a look here at your starting lineup for tonight's race. Dalton Kilrow and Mark Arthur are going to be starting in row number 1. Row number 2, we got Seth D. Merchant, I believe is how you say his last name, Tyler Gary, Blake Decker, and Tim Bills will start in 5th and 6th. In row number 4, we got Darren Bruce and Russell Brown Jr., your all-star fan favorite. Let's see if he's able to put that number 6 up front. Douglas Thompson, James Bunce will start in row number 5, and row number 6, we got William Tex Perry and Rob Weston into number 31. So here we go. About to roll off here. I apologize. Rob Weston was your all-star favorite. Russell Brown actually was the winner of stage 2. I keep getting that wrong, so I do apologize for that one. And here we go. We're rolling. So here we go. We are rolling real fast. Let's see. Who do I predict to win this race? I'm going to go with William Tex Perry. And I want to go ahead and go with our guest analyst for tonight as you get a look at qualifying. Tyler, let me go ahead and ask you, who do you think is going to win this race here tonight in these newer cars that they've never really drove before?
My pick will be Mark Arthur.
Very good pick in the number 4 car. So, Tyler, I know we'll be checking in with you all night. I know you're sitting here basically learning a little bit of stuff. But, yeah, man, these cars look very fast. Charlotte Motor Speedway, how do you feel about Charlotte?
It's a fast track. You know, like you said, it's bumpy. Hard track to run.
All right, so we'll be checking him. Hopefully, Tyler will be making his debut this coming Wednesday when we get set to go. So, here we go. The pace car is about to drop off. And green flag about to come out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Ford Mustang pace car is going to drop down, and we are maybe going green. Green flag here for the All-Star Event 2019 Dick Trickle Memorial. We are underway for NASCOM. And already it is the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow putting a gap between him and second place Mark Arthur right now. And I may have said that too soon. Arthur with a little bit of blink there. Maybe getting a run looking to the outside. As actually this 41 and 57, I got to get used to that. Both running identical paint schemes tonight. Nothing wrong with that. We just got to get used to it. The 26, by the way, is Tyler Gary on that inside. Here comes the 57. Now, Seth D. Merchant maybe look to the inside. Not going to happen just yet. We are single file right now throughout the entire field. Right behind him, Darren Bruce in that number 3 car. Trailing right behind Tyler Gary, Blake Decker. Blake Decker very fast in practice in that number 92. Winner of last night's All-Star Open in that Budweiser 92. And he is going to stay in that 4th position. Douglas Thompson right behind. Working with the 6. That is Russell Brown Jr., who gets a little bit loose. Going to run the apron. This could go bad very quick. He's going to go around. We're going to get our first caution of the night here on lap number 3. Looks like, more cars crashing up in front. William Perry went around, and Rob Weston with some heavy damage, and Douglas Thompson with some damage as well. This is what happened as they tried to avoid the wreck that happened. Actually, that was a little bit of 6 that may have gotten to the back of the 12, and around he went, got on the apron, came back up across the track, and into that number 31 Rob Weston car. So that's going to bring out caution number 1 here on the night. Very early in this race. Still a lot of time to make that back up. Shouldn't worry too much. We heard Dalton actually mention that these cars are very on edge. And I noticed that when practice started as well, practice was kind of both ways. That we've seen some long runs in practice, but we also seen some cars really get loose in the center of the corner. And that's what it looks like we've seen here tonight. And speaking of which, they are running the Indy cars next week, so I apologize. Sam Cooper cleared that up, so they will be running. We will be broadcasting the Indy car next week. The Little Indy, what is that? The Little Indy 300, I believe, what they're calling it. Or no, I'm sorry, it's just the NASCOM ESPN Retro 3rd annual Little Indy, and we'll be broadcasting that. It's 100 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As we got some cars coming down pit road. Dalton Kilroy going to stay out. Everybody else looks like they may come down. Tim Bill's going to elect to stay out, and everybody else on pit road. So we'll flip it over to pit road, and we'll look at the cars coming in. Here comes Mark Arthur. One thing about this race, it's okay if you have that little bit of a trouble now, but you don't want to have that trouble in a longer part of the run. I do expect long runs to happen here, so you don't want to have trouble in long runs of this race. Off pit road, it's going to be the 57 taking a 2-tire stop. He's going to roll out in 3rd place behind Tim Bills, Mark Arthur, Blake Decker. It appears it was James Bunce and Darren Bruce, Tyler Gary. Once again, guys, you are watching the NASCOM, National Association of Stock Car Online Motorsports. These guys have been around for a while. I can't really tell you how long because I'm not even 100% sure, but I've heard about them for a while now. I'm going to try to actually find out more. I've been broadcasting them here and there. Of course, real fast, I got to give a shout out to Derek Pemberton. I don't know if he's actually listening. You all may remember Derek. He usually is the one in the broadcast. We actually had to replace him because he signed up for the military, and did find out yesterday that he will be leaving on June the 6th, I believe, or June the 17th. That's what it is, June the 17th or 6th or something like that, and he'll be heading to basic training. So good luck to him on that. I've known Derek for a while, but hopefully he'll be back sooner than later. Main thing is, of course, he's got to stay safe. But yeah, so Derek, if you're out there, good luck, buddy. We'll be watching or pulling for you, of course. So yeah, NASCOMonline. They actually been around since May of 2015. Actually, they just passed their anniversary back on May 8th. They passed it, so they've been around now for about 4 years, I believe. So we're about to go back green flag as these guys work through turn number 1 and 2. Also, got to give a shout out to Adam Jocelyn. I've seen that he's been dealing with some medical problems. He usually races in these NASCOM races. We broadcasted him, apparently dealing with some concussion issue, and thinking about him as well. Hopefully he gets better because he's a very good driver. I've watched him race for a while now as well, and I like watching him race. So hopefully he gets better, and hopefully he's back sooner than later. Mark is driving one-handed. I did not see. I knew that he got hurt, and I'm going to be honest. That man can absolutely drive these cars because I cannot remember off the top of my head what race it was. I'm thinking it was Dover, and everybody knows Dover. He won the race, and by far the most impressive thing I've seen on iRacing. I'm not going to lie, that is not even oversaying it, but pace car back in, green flag back out. Dalton Kilroy is going to lead us back to the stripe as that second spot is going to be up for battle, and not for long. Here comes the 92 of Blake Decker now, maybe looking at battle mark as we go into turn number 1 and 2, and this is a 3-way battle now with Tim Bills. So as we watch these 3 guys, Mark Arthur right now right on the heels of this number 7 car. He's going to get a run right in the center of the corner, going to try to bring it down. 7's going to slide up, and Arthur right now did blink there just a little bit. Maybe it'll take this second spot away from Tim Bills, and he does. Maybe those fresh tires might be playing a little bit of help here for the rest of these guys. As Blake Decker now is going to take a peek to the inside of that number 7 Chevrolet Impala, and Decker going to get loose. Ooh, and I say that, and there's somebody else going around. That is William Perry going around, and caution flag will fly as Tex kills the wall coming out of turn 2. And we've seen this time and time again. How about that old paint scheme he's running, though? But we've seen this time and time again. There's nothing he's doing wrong. It just snaps loose on exit. It feels like, I don't really know what to explain it as. Just listen. See, nothing wrong. I didn't hear a wheel spin one more time. See if we can hear it. Let me turn it up. completely out of. I don't know if there's just air being taken off the nose or what it is, but you see him go around. It's basically snappy loose. Reminds you of kind of like the old Cup car. And of course, the damage to his car quite severe. He's probably going to have to come in and definitely get that fixed. Maybe even take that fast repair. We'll have to wait and see. But unfortunately, caution is going to come out. We'll see if any guys come down pit road here tonight or here for this. We are only 10 laps away from end of stage 1, and pit road is going to be open. Leader going to come down. This is going to bring a couple other guys. Some guys staying out. We're going to stay with this right now. We're not going to leave for commercial at the moment as we watch the leader come down pit road in Dalton Kilroy. So Mark Arthur going to stay out with them 4 fresh tires. We did run 5 laps. James Bunce also stays out with 4 fresh tires from the last stop. And then Tyler Gary stays out. So we'll see how this all plays out for these guys here on pit road as Dalton Kilroy currently in that first pit stall. And he is down and away along with his teammate. I'm sorry, that was not his teammate. I apologize. I thought that was 57, and it wasn't. There you go. Back up to the front. Mark Arthur going to be leading this race here. Well, it's going to be an interesting start because so the reason why he's number 4 is because the cars were running. Of course, usually we run the different cars, and we run the K&N car. Of course, he's not usually that. But here tonight with this car, it's basically your custom number because this race is under hosted. It's not actually under the official league. So it's a little bit different than normal to what we normally see. So, you know, that's why you're seeing a little bit of different numbers. I think he's usually under 12 if I'm not mistaken. So caution number 2 coming out. We'll be working one more time around before we double up. And we'll see. The 22 of James Bunce also did not pit the last time. Both with 4 laps on their tires. I would say 6. It's showing 6, but it's actually 4 that we had under green. So one reason why. Let's look at some of these paint schemes tonight. There's Mark Arthur. Nice Kellogg's car. James Bunce, 22. 26, Tyler Gary. Dalton Kilroy, the Rockstar Energy. Tim Bills running number 7 paint. The 3 of Darren Bruce. Russell Brown Nationwide. The iRacing paint of Douglas Thompson. Rob Weston. A lot of people don't have training paints for these cars just because, you know, a lot of people never did really run these cars a lot. So we'll see. I do want to mention real fast that Tex Perry is in the pit lane now. Been in there for 3 minutes along with Blake Decker, who is rolling once again. However, 2 laps down. Not necessarily going to be out of this race because, like we mentioned, like Dalton mentioned, these cars are very much a handful. So if caution was to come out, Seth D. Merchant will be the lucky dog sitting back in 10th here for these guys. So we'll see how this plays out here as we get set to go back green. Here we go. The pace car is about to drop off. Now, that's got to be kind of bad to drive with that, though. And green flag. Back out once again. We are racing here once again at Charlotte for this all-star event. Drivers heading down into turn 1. There's a good look at them as they work through turn 1 and 2. The battle right now going to be back here as James Bunt's kind of losing a little bit of ground. Now showing in 4th, Tyler Gary. And we got a car flipping. Oh my goodness. Tim Bills is probably dead. I don't think that car's going to be able to roll. I'm going to be honest. He's probably going to have to tow. And it is rolling. We got another car. I'm not sure what happened here. But it looks like him. Oh, yeah. Him with the, good Lord. All right. Well, that's a tough wreck there. One more look before. Let's back it up. This is running with Darren Bruce in the 3 car. I'm not sure if the 7 may have came up. He slid up a little bit. Yep, the 7 definitely came up. And there he goes, flying through the air, trying to be with Angels. And there it goes, rolling about 50 times. And then Darren Bruce, unfortunately, has blown up. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it back to pits. I'm guessing he will, but we'll have to wait and see if the fast repair will go on that car or not. This stage about to come to an end. Here in around lap 20, we'll see that stage end. So this 3, I'm guessing, is probably going to have to use that fast repair if he's got one. And it appears he does not. So unfortunately, that may end because that motor blew up. He's going to be sitting there for a while. Once again, guys, we'll be back here again next week for these guys. They'll be running a different car as well. This is where the weird schedule starts to happen. Because usually these guys run, of course, you know, the K&N series. But next week, we'll be live for the NASCOM ESPN Retro Series. Sam Cooper Bennett will not be with us. He'll actually be at Indianapolis. So he won't be with us, which is kind of weird being ESPN is part of the broadcast. Usually, you know, he would be here. But he'll be at Indianapolis next week. So, Sam, enjoy your vacation, buddy. We got things held down here. So, yeah, we'll be there. 100 laps for the NASCOM in the IndyCar series. That's the old IndyCar, by the way. And then from there, June 1st, these guys head to Pocono Speedway. Very much look forward to Pocono. Pocono is a very fun track. Michigan, another good track. Also, if you're interested in joining this league, write this down on your schedule. Because these guys will be doing a recruiting race on June the 15th. Now, it is a different type of recruiting race because they are running at Suzuka International Racing Course. So, it is different, but it is a way to separate, you know, some good drivers. sitting here looking at some of these stats. You all can see these stats, by the way, if you choose to look at a lot of these. You just go through and find your favorite driver. I'll actually post this onto YouTube. Yeah, that's what I was told as well. The handling of these cars is absolutely horrible. But there you go. There's the stats for this league and stuff like that. Of course, this is the All-Star race. So these guys ain't used to driving this car. I know I'm kind of back and forth right now because I was trying to read these stats and stuff. But these guys are really not familiar with this car. So everybody out there, just give them a break because it's the first time that some of these guys have ever stepped foot inside of this car. This is the old Chevrolet Impala. I guess it's the old Xfinity car. But they basically, what I was told, they drive like a box and they're very extremely loose. So, you know, take that as it is. But next week they'll be back in the K&N Series, and I know they're running that special race for the retro car at Indianapolis. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. We're about to go back green flag. Stage will be coming to an end here in just one moment. Lap number 20, stage 1 will come to an end. And out front, it is the driver of the 26, Tyler Gary, Mark Arthur. Of course, Arthur choosing a high lane here at Charlotte. This track, very unique. A lot of people decided to choose that high lane. I noticed a lot this week. Green flag back out in the air. Arthur able to get out in front by about 2 car lengths over that number 26 car. And then another car length or so separates second from third. Dalton Kilroe back. Closest battle is going to be back here with the 5th position, James Bunce. And then the 57th, Seth D. Merchant, will be running now, just taking 4th place away. And he's going to try to drive away. Oh, I seen James getting loose. May have made contact with the wall. I believe he did. Coming out of turn 4. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, definitely got some of the wall. As that damage probably going to have to get worked on when we go back. Battle up front for the lead. 3 cars battling out. This is Mark Arthur, Tyler Gary, Dalton Kilroe. Little blink there from the 4. We'll see what happens with that. Dalton Kilroe able to take away second. This is going to come down to a last lap pass. As we come to lap 20, don't think the caution's going to wave this time. I believe it's next time. Coming through turns 1 and 2. The 4 is going to get it loose. He's going to go up. He's going to go around. Big trouble happening again. Caution flag. Stage will go to Dalton Kilroe as Mark Arthur going to spin. There's some more damage happening and more drivers going to pit road. Tyler Gary takes it to pit road. And the 57 able to go around as well. This was a pretty big wreck. Mm. '26 also hard into the outside wall. And unfortunately, more drivers are victims for tonight's race. Dalton Kilroe able to escape that in the 41 car. That will be stage 1 end, and it will go to the driver of the 41 car. So congratulations to him. And his teammates right behind him in that 57 car. And of course, pit road's going to be open. All these guys are going to come down and take tires. No reason not to. Mainly get that damage repaired on some of these cars. What we will do, we'll take a step away and get ready to start stage number 2, which will be on lap number 45. So we'll be right back right after this.
Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion. The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, guys, the thing is, I'm paid to broadcast these races, of course, but I want to show. I hate throwing people under the bus, but this wasn't good. Douglas Thompson mind his business, catch up to the pace car, and Mark Arthur said, "Yep." Unfortunately, it hit the 12, and it ain't funny. Mainly because the 12 wasn't doing nothing wrong; he was just catching up. I'm sure those guys are talking about it on the radio right now, and it's definitely not what's supposed to happen. Unfortunately, it does. And Mark Arthur going to be bringing that car to pit road, it would appear. Yeah, he is on pit road, going to be getting that damage fixed. So this has not gone the greatest ways as of late. The good news about this race, okay, and people look at these races, you know, as basically just a fun race, and that's exactly what they are. So please take that. I hope people don't get really mad about these races because, you know, it is mainly a fun race. It's an all-star race. It also allows, you know, these admins to test out a few new things. I'm sure that they're testing out some things as well. So, you know, take it as it is. Dalton Kilroy's on rails. I just want to point that out. He's been out front now for 12 laps out of the 24 we ran. He didn't have the greatest of starts at the start of the race. But it appears that he has gotten a feel for this car. Keep in mind, okay, for people that might just be tuning in, this is the all-star race. They usually do not run this car. So there's usually, you know, there's usually a good field in here as well, like 25 cars, 20 cars, something like that. But of course, all-star race, they're not allowed that many. But these guys have never run this car. This is a very old car iRacing has. Keep that in mind, please, as we get set to go back green. Pace car does drop in. Green flag back out. Dalton Kilroy going to pull out pretty far now. Battle's going to be back here for third. Not going to last long. Seth DeMercer gets around third. He may be looking to follow his teammate now as he gets around James Bunce, trying to get around James Bunce for second place, and he will. As the gap slowly starts to increase, we'll jump back up their leader. We're going to take a ride and see if we can get a better idea of this place. We are on board with the leader, Dalton Kilroy, as he works through turns 3 and 4. And you can hear, they just went back green. And you can hear how much they're letting off the gas exiting turn. Usually you don't have to do that in a lot of cars. So these guys got their hands full. I mean, we're talking about guys that have, you know, 4,000 I ratings, 5,000 I ratings. Like, they know how to drive, but This is just one of them race cars. It's very tough, especially here at this Charlotte. Look how bumpy this place is. Of course, you can look back at the 57. Not sure if they're actually teammates or not, by the way. I keep calling them teammates because they're in the same car. So, yeah, I apologize if you ain't. Mark Arthur riding on the bottom. Douglas Thompson and Rob Weston. 31's done a pretty decent job here tonight. He's going to be looking to the inside of that 12 car. And there you have it. Pass for 5th place goes to Rob Weston as he takes over that position. Back to James Bunce. Haven't really spoke a lot about him tonight, but he's in that number 22 car. He started back in 10th place and now up to 3rd. Done a good job. Lap time wise, he's right there with 2nd place. There ain't nobody really touching Dalton at the moment. Dalton 4/10 faster last time by. Douglas Thompson actually on his way to pit road. So we'll see how that plays out for them. As I mentioned, these guys ran the open race last night. And Rob Weston was the winner of the All-Star fan vote, currently running back here in 5th place. Good to see him get that. Once again, we'll have a caution come out on lap number 40. So 12 back out on track. Looks like he got a little bit of that damage repair. Still definitely a lot there. Last time by Dalton Kilroe, this time by 30.078. James actually ran a faster, yeah, I'll take that back. Ran a 3/10 slower 2nd lap. This is for 2nd place, as James did take that back away from Seth the Merchant. Riding on board with the driver of the 57 car. Once again, I want to thank everybody for checking us out on Facebook and on YouTube. This is the All-Star event 2019 NASCOM Dick Trickle Memorial All-Star Race. These guys, only once a year thing, of course, but only 12 of the drivers here tonight. As Dalton Kilroe is putting on a show right now, 22 laps led here out of the 34 we have done. He has opened up a 3.9 second lead over 2nd place. James Bunce, who's right there on the screen, that number 22 Chevrolet Impala. These cars, I'm not really sure what the decision was to run these cars. I'd have to probably get text to elaborate a little bit what was the decision to run them, but I don't necessarily hate the idea of running them. Something different. These guys usually run the K&N series cars. That's one of these why we're seeing these wrecks, or like we did see them at the start of this race. You know, it just happens. Of course, Mark Arthur in here, right there in that 4 car. Running with a he just had rotator cuff surgery a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I believe. Did win back at Dover, which is probably one of the toughest place for him to win at, which is very impressive, by the way. Here he comes. Great hit with lap times yet. We'll see if I can this time. Wow. Nah, still not as fast as Dalton. And here comes the 4 car. Mark Arthur looking underneath the 22. Trying to take away second place. And maybe able to take away the second position. We'll see. And he will. And that's going to allow the 57 Safety Merchant to get underneath. Good battles back here for second place right now. These guys really are putting on a show back here for this position. Got to give it out to Mark. He actually restarted back in, I believe it was 5th place. On that. Actually, I apologize. 6th place on that, I believe. So, he actually had a little bit of damage when on that caution lap. And I think the 57 just blew up. He has. Oh, man. And I don't hear it letting go, but you can see it. Oh, that's unfortunate. And you see the car smoking. It appears he has lost the engine here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Keep in mind, these guys do run a open setup. So unfortunately for him, that is gone and takes a very good contender out of this race. Here we go. Mark Arthur running around the bottom still. Last time by was about even with the leader of Dalton Kilrow. These guys' stage, I think, will be getting ready to come to an end. And unfortunately, Seth the Merchant has concluded a nice race with that blown engine. Unfortunately, not going to finish where he probably would have in that 57 Rockstar Chevrolet. So watching Dalton Kilrow. He's about to pick up stage win number 2 here tonight. And keep in mind, guys, I know this ain't the most exciting race now. Remember, I keep elaborating on this. This is a new car to these guys, okay? They've never ran this car. Some of them has never stepped foot in this car. This is the old Xfinity car. So keep in mind that, okay? Just trust me, these guys are actually very good. You can watch them next week and you'll see what I'm talking about. And hopefully we'll have one of the good races like we normally see. We've seen some really good races this year. Mark Arthur, as I mentioned, back in second, won a race at Dover with the Tord Rotator Cup right after surgery. As a 41, didn't sound right. Let's see. I think everything's okay. I thought I heard him cut his car off. Oh, we're good. here coming up. Working through turns 1 and 2, and I didn't see it because I was watching Dalton and didn't realize that Mark actually went to the pit lane. Did he blow up? Okay, so everything's fine there. Oh, he just lost it. I better overcorrect. Oh, into the barrels. Well, Mark Arthur's not the way he wanted it to be. James Bunt's going to win the race off pit road. Dalton Kilroy had a long pit stop, so let's bring in James, if I can find him. See, actually, there he is. Hey, James, you got a copy?
Yes, hi.
Man, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great.
Well, you're out front. Can't be too bad. Let me speak a little bit about something. This is a different car for you all. You haven't drove this car. It's very weird, to be honest, because seeing you guys in these cars. How's it feeling for you? It's got to be, it looks like a very difficult car to drive.
It definitely is. It's, you know, we started out with street stocks, and about the time, you know, you start getting used to those, then we switched over to the K&N car. You fought those, and as you start getting comfortable with those, now we come to these cars for this event, and it is a definite beast to drive.
Yeah, and we've seen it all night. Now, let me ask you, this is mainly just a fun race that these guys put on the All-Star race, but you're sitting 9th in points, and I hate to get off on that subject right now. You're sitting 9th in points in the K&N series. How much are you going into every week thinking about the points? Is it an every week thing, or are you just riding it out until the chase gets here?
I'm not thinking about points or anything. I'm thinking about survival right now.
Well, there you go, man. I know there's no points on the line or anything like that, so go out there and have fun. We're watching you, and you've done a good job on keeping the car clean, so keep doing what you're doing. You may be able to win this thing.
Don's got a really good car. If he keeps this up and runs away from me, I think I'm going to have to put a few dents in his car in the pits after the race, because it looks like he's the only one that doesn't have any damage on his car.
We may have to get Tex to check that car. So maybe something illegal. So good luck, man. We'll be watching.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, brother. That was James Bunts, who is running now in 3rd. Looks like he had a problem on pit road. So we'll take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching the All-Star race with NASCOM.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back here once again, about to go back green. And what I want to do, if I can, I'm going to see if I can get Tex Perry in here. In just a second. These guys are about to go back green, but see if I can get Tex in here. He is the main admin and all that good stuff here for the NASCOM series. And I would like to find out a little bit about choice of running this car and let you guys know what's upcoming. So we'll be waiting for him to get back to us, and hopefully he will, and we'll try to get him in here and talk to him here very shortly. All right, we're joined in the booth. Tex Perry, you got a copy?
That's Big Team 4. How we doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. So I got to bring you in because everybody's going to want to know eventually. What was the choice of running this car? I talked about it a minute ago. Really wasn't vision on behind the fact of running it, but I do like the idea of it.
Honestly, the biggest thing was just trying to run a different aero package than what we're used to, and it's really kind of backfired on me because everybody's really struggled with the handling, as you can see, with as many cars as we've had get destroyed tonight. I think next year probably going to go to the actual B car, where this one has not been updated in so long. I think that's been the big thing.
Yeah, let me ask you another question. Of course, you're the owner of the league. For people that don't know, Tex Perry, he was in this race, by the way. You guys, from what I was told, started out in street stocks. You moved to K&N. What is the decision behind that before you all decide to go forward to the next car?
Well, we started out with the street stock, and honestly, I think that our guys had went as far as we could, trying to get everything we could out of the setups of the street stock. So from there, we actually moved to the late model that had actually at one time had been so popular on iRacing, and just to try to get used to some of the newer adjustments before we actually moved up to the K&N car. And the K&N car has actually produced more winners and better racing than any of the other cars that we've been able to run.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good races this season with the K&N. I've actually, spoke a little bit about it. We've seen a guy with one arm basically win at Dover. But man, so far the league's been good. Do you have anything else coming up? Maybe I spoke a little bit about it, but do you have, or how can guys go about possibly joining the league for later on?
Right now, next week we're actually pulling the double. We've got the little Indy starting. The server actually opens up at noon. It's a joint event with the ESPN Retro Indy League. Right. We're going to be running the IR05 with a fixed set for 100 laps at Indy. From there, later that night at our regular time, 9 p.m., the server will open and we'll be running the K&N car in the World 300 here at Charlotte.
Well, there you go, guys. So, Tex, thanks for joining me in the booth. I always like talking to you. I'm looking forward to next week, man, because it seems like you're going to have a lot of good racing.
Yeah, you and me. I'm looking forward to getting back to the regular car. Right. This week, like I say, everybody's just struggled with the handling so much. And I tell you what, these guys, just for 5 guys left, they're still putting on an awesome show.
They really are. And that's one thing I mentioned about when I was talking about it. I was sitting there saying, don't let this racing that we're seeing with some of these wrecks we've seen earlier in the race, we haven't seen a lot since then, but don't let that fool you, because there are some really good drivers in here. We've seen it every week for a long time now. So.
Yeah, these guys, they're amazing week in, week out. They come in, they put on a great show. Hopefully, we put on a great show for the broadcast and give you a good race to call. Yep. Most of the races have been. But yeah, I'm real proud of everybody.
Yeah, for sure, man. Look forward to next week. We'll talk to you then.
All right, buddy.
Thanks a lot, man. That was Tex Perry. Keep in mind, guys, like he mentioned, this is a new car. I keep stressing out, this is something we haven't seen with these guys, so they're trying to get used to it as well. There is only 5 cars right now out on the track, but that's the way this thing goes sometimes. So we're looking at Dalton Kilroe out on track right now. And he's led 44 laps out of the 56 we have ran. And like I mentioned, he has put on a clinic, but we have seen good racing. I mean, it's not like it's been non-passing. These guys are very tough to pass anyway. That's just the way it goes, man. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't predict the outcome of these races. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I broadcasted. I wish I could go back to all my other broadcasts. I've been broadcasting now for 3 years. I wish I could go back to all my other broadcasts. I probably broadcasted on 400 races, maybe a little bit more. I broadcasted a race literally with 2 guys in it before, just because some of the field wrecked out. So it ain't that bad by any means. I've also broadcasted a race, my own league, by the way, that I ran, where we had about 180 laps of caution. That was pretty brutal. So I know. Understand why the racing hasn't been what everybody thought it would be, because these cars are so difficult to handle. So I respect that, and I completely understand it, and I don't hold that by any means against nobody. So I know what these guys are definitely capable of. I've seen it too many times, and respect that. So I mean, all you gotta do is go look at the stats like I posted in YouTube. or yeah, like I posted on chat and YouTube. We are on lap or race 12 of 40 for these guys. Of course, the All-Star race and stuff like that. But it has been an amazing race. For example, last week, Kansas Motor Speedway, these guys had, I don't know how many started, 18 drivers start the race. And then the week before that, they had another, I don't know what it was. I think it was another 18 at least, something like that. So, yeah. So, looking forward to next.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back. Hopefully y'all can hear me a little bit better now. Switch microphones. Welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are live here once again for the NASCOM here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as I mentioned. Anyway, 2019 NASCOM Dick Trickle Memorial. I want to ask Tyler Mullins. He's kind of sitting in a little bit. Tyler, I know this race hasn't gone the way these guys all want it. I spoke a minute ago to Tex Perry, but, you know, these type of races, you can still learn a lot from these cars.
Yeah, you can. The track changes a lot too.
Yeah, that's one thing that you got to watch out for. These cars, these guys don't really know how the track's going to react on the longer runs. So that's just where these all-star races go. But you know, you can learn a lot. You know, but yeah, so far you've enjoyed the race a little bit. I've been sitting here watching. You've been watching it and learning a little bit. But so far, have you enjoyed the race?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been a good race. You know, those cars are hard to drive. I will say that. I've had a lot of trouble myself driving them.
Yeah, these are the older top Xfinity cars, like we mentioned, a lot more horsepower, 750 horsepower, which I think, honestly, I can't remember. Is that more than the Cup car now?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I think it is, too. I think it's definitely more than the Cup car. But, Tyler, looking forward to having you in the booth. I know you'll be in the booth here. I know you're not feeling that great tonight, but I know you'll be in the booth here Wednesday. I'm looking forward to having you then.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. That's going to be a fun broadcast. I hope everybody tunes in to check it out.
Yeah, so he'll be making his broadcasting debut. And it's interesting because he actually comes to my house and we're broadcasting together, so we're watching the same stuff, and it helps a lot with us because then we know, like, we have the chemistry. We've been best friends for years, 8 years or so, and yeah, he'll be in the booth with me broadcasting, so looking forward to carrying that chemistry over to broadcast to see what he could do, because I know he's been wanting to get into it a little bit himself. Good racer, by the way. Still learning a little bit, but solid racer, so we'll see how he does in the broadcast. But anywho, thank you, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Don Kilrow leading this race, 25 laps to go as a yellow flag comes out, and that is a scheduled yellow flag, I do believe. So that is scheduled from what I'm saying. So yeah, so we're going to have a 25 lap stage, and we'll come down and get fresh tires, and we'll take our final commercial break and be right back right after this.
Online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. The Porsche eSport Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to NASCOM All-Star event, the 2019 Dick Trickle Memorial. Oh, Dick Trickle, I remember him. Sadly lost his life, I remember that. Well, I don't really remember it, I remember being younger and seeing it, but anywho, I shouldn't think about that. 20 laps to go when we take the green flag. This is going to be basically a shootout. It has been the Dalton Kilroe show. Douglas Tops is up to second place though. All these cars out there, fresh tires on all these cars. We do got 5 cars only left. We actually started with 12 drivers, and unfortunately they wrecks and stuff like that with this newer car that we haven't practiced with. Talked a little bit to a couple people. Talked to Dalton. Talked to James Bunce. Talked to Rob Weston earlier. Talked to Tex Perry, the league admin, and all them guys. So yeah, talked to quite a few people tonight. And about to go back green here once again. Set to go 20 laps. Let's go up to the blimp view. Of course, the 41 going to take that outside line. That's pretty much where he's restarted all night. And don't blame him. Keep doing what you're doing because it's worked. Green flag back out in the air. 20 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And speaking of which, I spoke earlier real fast as the battle for third place heating up. James Bunce and Rob Weston. Spoke earlier about iRacing. Messed up on this track. And one thing I've noticed when I was watching the All-Star race today, as Mark Arthur going to go around for 4th place. Move that car up. Here we go, battle for 2nd. I'll get right back to what I was saying in just a second. Let's watch this. 22 is going to move into 2nd place. But I noticed a pit wall right there. That wall is actually not there when these cars race oval. That is actually only there when they race the Roval. As Mark Arthur going to go around to take 3rd place away from that 12 car. A little bit of blink there. Okay, no problem. But yeah, that wall is actually not there during the actual oval racing when Charlotte puts on. So I hope iRacing actually fixes that because it shouldn't be there. We actually seen a car earlier hit that. We seen him hit the barrels, and it shouldn't be there. So there's no reason it's Mark Arthur that hit him. So hopefully they fix that because I know we got into it. But yeah, we'll see if they do or not. Fingers crossed. A little bit further back, Arthur trying to catch up to 2nd. We will check times at the line. Here comes Dalton Kilroe to lead another 67 laps later tonight in this All-Star event. I think we need to get that car impounded and checked. That may be the new Jeff Gordon T-Rex car because he has put on a clinic. That time by, he was actually slower than the 2nd place car. 29.634 to a 29.607 for James Bunce, right behind him. So we'll see if Bunce is able to catch up to him with these last 16 laps. Check times again here to make sure. A 6.71 for Dalton, and it was a 7.28 that time for James. So He needs to pick it up just a hair if he's capable or if he can. Adam Chatton is boring to listen. Man, why do you call me boring, dude? I am boring to listen to sometimes, though. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'm absolutely horrible. Like, that is honestly the straight up honesty. But I do appreciate that. It means a lot when you say that. Watching Dalton Kilroy work through turns 3 and 4. Going across start finish line. 70 laps led for the number 41 Chevrolet Impala. As I mentioned, guys, these guys not really running this car a lot. They usually run the K&N series. And tonight for the All-Star event, they testing this new aero package out for these cars, and it hasn't worked out like they thought it would be. Tex Perry mentioned. We can actually find out. We need to actually find out a little bit about. Look, hold on, maybe I can find it. Now I know who said that. Todd Chase Jr. I know, man. Whatever. I was like, who said that? Oh God, that's funny. Oh, we got a slow car on track. Did he blow up? Rob Weston, the fan vote winner. Oh, I hope that car didn't blow up. Oh, let me do this. Let me go back a little bit further. Hold on. Ah, that's what happened. Let's see if I can go back just a hair bit more. The caution did not come out. Here's what happened. He actually go back up into the wall. He did spin. I'm actually surprised the caution didn't come out for that. Must not have been the leaders actually coming. And but everything's good and green. Unfortunately, he's going to be a lap down now. So we'll see. Todd's lawn care and snow removal. You're a good guy there, Todd. I like you. Although last time when you sponsored a race, I kind of forgot to mention it. So Dalton Kilroy tried to hold on for 10 more laps to wrap this all-star event up. Once again, these guys have a double, my Lord, I can't even speak, a double header next week. They will be running the Indy cars and the NASCOM K&N series once again 9 o'clock, and of course they mentioned that they'll be running the Indy cars at 12, but the big race that night for the K&N cars. Love watching these guys run the K&N cars. That's where we start seeing some of these guys like Tex Perry. Tex is one of them guys where he rides in the back, and I hate saying it because I know he's listening, but he rides in the back and just bides his time. I don't know. I'm sure that's strategy on his part because I do the same thing in real life or on here as well. He lets the wrecks and all that stuff happen. He waits to see how the race is going to progress, if that makes sense. Let's, see how it's going to unfold. And then towards the end of this race, you'll start seeing him up towards the front in that final stage. And that's usually when he really comes into his own. I know that a couple of weeks ago, that was a big thing that he actually did and was able to be really successful this season so far for William Perry. Yeah, he won, where was it? Texas, I think is where he won. Yeah, that's where it was. He led 20 laps. I'm sitting here looking at it now. It was Texas. 20 laps he led in that race. Everybody kind of spaced out in this race. 6 laps to go. I mean, Dalton Kilroy definitely should, or Kilroy eventually looks like he's going to be the one to win it. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Tyler Mullins, who basically has sat in with me tonight, sat here with me and watched me broadcast and learn a little bit how to do it. And he'll be joining us here very soon in the booth. And he'll be replacing Derek Pemberton. Derek is going to the National Guard. He signed up. It's been a while. He signed up a few weeks ago, but he got his deployment date the other day, and will be leaving next month. So, wishing Derek the best. Of course, been on my team for quite a few years now, and been broadcast with me for just as long. So, wish him best of luck. But welcome, Tyler. Going to be joining us here in the booth, and I know he was very much anxious to watch this race tonight. He's talked to me pretty much about it all day, and very anxious to see how he does as a broadcaster. But for the most part, everybody's kind of stretched out. It appears Dalton Kilrow, James Bunce, Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur's the one that always has trouble in the pit road, I believe, and he did have it happen tonight once again, trying to come to pit road, and or spun actually into the barrels on pit road. It's always got my tongue. 100%. Man. Oh, I apologize, guys. Sorry about that. So we are coming to the 3 to go, and we will be crowning our all-star race winner here very shortly. We'll be talking to him as long as nothing happens. I hate jumping the gun because I have seen it happen, but we'll see and make sure Dalton can make it the rest of the way on. Mark Arthur is actually closing in on second. Don't know if he's going to have enough time. 1.5 seconds back. Got to give a shout out to Rob Weston, by the way. Fan vote winner will finish in 5th tonight. Good for him, though, because the fan vote winner, I always feel like people, they just vote him in. Never does that great, let's just be honest, especially in NASCAR. Rob's kind of reversed that whole role tonight and done a really good job in 5th place. So Dalton Kilrow is going to work out of turn number 3 and into 4. He's going to see the white flag for the final time. 1.5 miles left to go here at the home of NASCAR, Charlotte Motor Speedway. White flag in the air for all of these guys. And we'll be crowning our 2019 Dick Trickle Memorial All-Star Race Champion here in about a mile. Dalton's going to work down the backstretch in front of the big screen here at Charlotte into turn 3 and 4. He's going to probably put that car right in the middle, or he's going to drop it back down to the bottom where he's been at all night. And out of turn 4, Dalton Kilrow will pick up the win of the All-Star race here tonight for NASCOM. Winner, and James Bunce going to come back. Good finish for him. Going to finish in 2nd here in the All-Star race. And 4th place, struggling. Oh, going to go to Mark Arthur. Douglas Thompson going to finish in 4th. I'm going to talk to the man of the hour right now. Dalton Kilrow picking up a big victory here at Charlotte. Got to give him a little bit of momentum, be able to come in here and win this race in these cars. I mean, I know there's some guys that wrecked out, but I'm sure it helps him going into next week, even if it is a different car. I have to ask him. He's going to park it right on the front stretch and probably burn the house down. Dylan K. Racing. Check that out on Twitter. I just now seen it above his door. Dylan K. Racing. There he goes. Winner of tonight's All-Star race, number 41, Dalton Kilrow, will pick it up. Bring him up here as well. Hey, Dalton, you got a copy?
And 4, I just had to find the button.
Man, congratulations on the All-Star race. This has to be a big, not only momentum, but you got to feel good being able to win these cars. You dominated this race.
Yeah, I know, man. This all race, it felt really damn good, and just got it tuned up good in practice. It was on a rail all race, and just had to make one small little adjustment at the end there. But overall, I just happy with how things turned out.
Yeah, 84 laps led. It's definitely a big momentum heading your way. And I know it's a different car, but I was wanting to ask you, does this give you momentum heading into next week, even though it is a different car?
Well, I definitely feel like it does because not only, I mean, yeah, it's a different car, but it's still running the track and getting used to how the track actually plays. So I'll know kind of where to, you know,
Right.
and how to drive it when the K&N car comes along and get that all set up and on a rail. And
Yeah, and you came in here
oh,
and you beat guys like Mark Arthur and stuff like that, which is definitely a big boost in your favor.
yeah, it is kind of a hollow victory though because of all the cautions we were
Right.
having in that first little stage. I know that took out a bunch of the guys that really, not to try and be any offensive to anyone, but the guys set the merchant, Tyler Gary,
Right.
Blake, all of them, they were just as fast as me on long run. So I'm pretty sure had those wrecks not happened and taking those guys out would have been a little bit better of a race.
Yeah.
I'll still take it though.
Yeah, it seems like the cars actually started coming in better on the longer runs. It seems like everybody was starting to get a grip on it on the longer run. Did the car just become more natural feeling to you on the longer part of the runs?
Well, I knew that once the tires initially fell off,
Right.
the car kind of like even out. But towards like the very end of the run, like a couple times, I don't know how much you caught on the broadcast, but I know a couple times I about wrecked
Right.
myself coming off of 2 and 4, just because those rear tires were getting loose. That right rear was getting worn down and it was loose coming off the corner. So I was backing it down to try and keep it straight, which again I'm glad I was able to do.
Well, I know you won the race, but I still got to ask you: are you a fan of this package or no?
Do you mean in terms of just running this for next season, or are
In
you just
general.
talking for a fun race?
Just in general.
I'll just say I prefer the Cannon.
There we go.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, to be honest with you. But big win tonight, man. Any shout-outs or anything like that you want to give? I mean, that was a big win for the All-Star race.
Well, first off, I got to thank everybody that was racing me clean. Mark, Seth, and just everybody for doing what they did at the start of the race. And when I made that move, or a couple of those moves, just not overdoing it. And just everybody that works on the setups every week, because we all get that nice little group going, and
Right.
we get them dialed in. We were all kind of on our own, so I was just kind of rebounding off some stuff I learned in that little group we got. So without them kind of helping me early, I would not have been nearly as fast as I was tonight. And of course, how could I possibly ever forget you guys for putting the broadcast on? I seem to do it every time I get in.
Oh, that's good.
I feel so bad
No,
afterwards.
don't worry about it. Everybody forgets the old part. Nah, I'm glad.
No.
Nah, really big win, man. I know you wanted this one, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Next up, we'll bring in second place winner once I figure out what I'm doing. There we go. James Bunce, who's finished in second place tonight. Hey, James, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, second place. You started back in 10th. I talked to you during that little break we had a little while ago, and you said you didn't think you had enough for Dalton, but still, second place. We got to be somewhat satisfied.
I'm very satisfied.
Yeah, you finished in second place, and let me ask you a question. This car, very much a pain, let's be honest, to handle when you first started out. Looked like the car started coming in a little bit on the longer runs. How did you feel about that as well?
Well, as the night came on more from the evening, the car just started pushing and pushing more like a dump truck. So I just kept trying to get the car to loosen up. And that last pit stop, after the last stage there, I just said, I kept making little improvements, and I just said, it's information time. So I made a huge jump on the track bars, and as I started leaving my pits, I'm like, I don't want to be up front. So I just goosed it and gave myself a speeding penalty so I could step back and at least kind of see what the car would do on the start. And that was good because I got a lot of information out of that, and I've already made the changes for the start of next week.
Yeah, and that's why I was going to ask you. Next week we come back here once again, but in the K&N car that you all are used to running. you've got to have a little bit of momentum going into that race. Now, it is a little bit longer of a race, but how do you feel about heading into Charlotte with the K&N?
With the information that I have from tonight, that's going to help me a lot
Right.
next week. Even though it is in the K&N
Right.
car, I'll be able to take what I have here and apply to that car, knowing what I was able to do here tonight.
I'm guessing as far as tire wear and stuff like that, it gives you an idea at least. So,
Somewhat, and you know, with as the night gets cooler.
right, I see what you're saying. Well, man, congratulations on second place. Not a
Thank
bad
you.
way to start for next week. So, any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank ESPN and you guys for putting on the broadcast. Tex Perry, he's been working hard to keep everything up going with NASCOM, and guys from Blazing Pedals coming over racing with us. The guys from SOG, which is stands for Slow Old Guys, Top Fuel, and Paskey's Cardiac Stock Car Series. Those guys come over. They bring their guys over, and that just really helps us out through the year, makes some better racing, all year long. And I just want to thank everybody for it, because it just makes a hell of a series.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun, or a lot more exciting as well. So, man, congratulations tonight. A big second place.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot, buddy. Next up, we'll bring in third place, Mark Arthur. Mark, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, it was an up and down night. We seen you. Oh my goodness, I hit the wrong button. We seen you at one point hit the barrels, but you battled back for third. I mean, it probably definitely wasn't the way you wanted to finish tonight, but third place can't be too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's kind of where Tex gave me like 2 laps back, but
Right.
it was just for fun anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that thing's a handle to save with 2 hands, and that's what I told them. I said, I got sideways with 1 hand. There was no saving it. I mean, I was on the brakes, and it just kept sliding. There was nothing I could do. I tried to pull it. I tried to go down pit road and just get a speeding penalty, but it just ate the barrel.
Yeah, for people that don't know, you had surgery a couple weeks ago. How are you feeling, by the way, on that?
Yeah, it's about 5 weeks now, and I'm just now. They've just now telling me I can start weaning myself off the sling, and but I still can't. I can't lift more than 3 pounds with my left arm, and I'm not supposed to reach out for anything. Like, I'm not supposed to move it at all, but my restrictions are: don't have anything over 3 pounds in that arm, and don't lift it. Don't try to reach for anything like chest height. I'm not supposed to do that. And
yeah,
I don't know. It'd probably be 3 or 4 more weeks of slow building, and then it'll be another 3 or 4 weeks of actually using the arm and building it back up. But I'm doing like an assist right now, where I like hold a stick with my right arm and my left arm and lift the stick up and down while I'm laying down. So that's like the limit that I can do right now.
Wow. See, my sister actually hurt her arm at work about 2 weeks ago, and she had the same area rotator cuff as well, but she didn't have severe as what you had, and she's actually having to go to rehab and stuff like that, and hers wasn't nowhere near as yours, so I can only imagine what it's like to actually try to drive.
Well, that's the process. They'll send you to rehab first. The insurance usually won't pay for an MRI until you try rehab, which is crazy, because if it's torn and they send you to rehab, it could tear it more.
Because what you're
they get you
picking stuff
on the
up.
bicycle and stuff like that with your hands. That little bicycle thing. They get you doing stuff like
crazy.
that.
Well,
so she could tear it more, but they usually make you do rehab, and if that don't work, then they'll put her in an MRI.
I see what
to
you're
check
saying.
it.
Wow, that's crazy to think about. Well, man, I know we got a big race coming up next week in the K&N car, and I know, of course, you're still driving with the 1 hand. 200 laps at Charlotte. It's going to be a tough workout, but you think you'll be able to muscle through it and get it done?
Yeah, the K&N car is much, much, much easier to drive than this car. Like Tex was saying, I don't think they've updated the chassis or the tire models or anything on this car in forever. I'm surprised they even still have it on service, but I'm telling you, man, I'm good at setups, but this thing took hours to try to find a setup that you have to almost like flat-foot it over that hump coming into one, and if you didn't, it would just lose the rear end going over that hump. So you had to almost drive it down into the corner, like overdrive it basically until the tires got worn, and it would be okay. But I had mine a little bit loose because on a longer run it was better. And I was kind of catching Dalton at the end of that first long run, but I just got myself into trouble and after that first segment.
Well, always impressive, man. Finishing third tonight with one arm, one hand, not that bad. Any shout outs you want to give out before we head out of here?
Just shout out to Tex and everybody for putting this on. I know it was for nothing but fun and bragging rights, but it was still fun. I wish there would have been more cars. I'll thank God if he goes to the actual Xfinity car next season, because I'm pretty good at setting that one up too. And that car's fun to drive compared to this thing. This thing's it's like driving I don't know, man. It's just a hunk of crap. It's like driving it, and it's got so much power that
at least you're honest.
A lot of power and no turn, and the thing just you've got so much wheel in a thing, and when you get back in the gas, and it just wants to come around because you're so tight in the middle. And if you watched the race, you'll see the cars go down to the line, and they were all pushing up in the middle, and then that's when it starts to get you tight, when you got that push in the middle. It's like a push tight. I mean, it's like a push loose, and it's like you really can't fix it. I tried and tried. I couldn't get that.
Yeah, I heard the word
dump
dump truck.
Back it up.
I heard the word dump truck probably 3 or 4 times tonight.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, people didn't know why. Like, a lot of people say it's loose, but it was tight loose.
Right.
It was so tight that it was loose, but
that's crazy.
The only thing you could do is back the corner up to fix that. But like I told you, if you back the corner up,
back in,
it wanted to back in and come around early. So it was like a catch-22 kind of thing.
Well, good run tonight, man. We'll be talking to you next week, I'm sure. As always, congratulations on third.
Yeah, I heard you say I screw my pit stops up all the time, but actually I've been doing better one-handed on my pit stops.
Hey, you have done pretty good though.
Yeah, I didn't overshoot them at all, but I wasn't pitting that time. I just got lost it and just martined it into the barrels.
Hey, I've done that plenty of times. Well, good job tonight.
All right, man. Thanks.
A lot, buddy. That was Mark Arthur. Always a good interview. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the race. Congratulations, Dalton Kilroy, going to pick up the win. Look at your results for the NASCOM Dick Trickle Memorial All-Star event. But yeah, I thought the race was fine. I mean, I wish definitely more cars would have finished. I think these guys wish more cars would have finished. My honest opinion, I hope they don't come back to this car, because I wasn't a big fan of this car, but I do like the idea of trying something different. That's always a positive. So that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll talk to y'all hopefully here soon. Good night, and God bless.